So for the past few months, I have been working on this pond that I'm currently standing in. Now, it's taken me way longer than I thought. Of course, that's gonna happen when I leave it sitting here for months without touching it. But first I was gonna bentonite this pond to seal it. And then I was worried about us swimming in the pond or jumping in and someone stepping on it and digging a hole in that layer of bentonite and breaking the seal. My buddy did tell me that it does go down deep and that won't happen, but I was still worried about it. So then, you may have just seen it, but then I was like, what if we concreted this massive pond? So that is now currently what I am working on. Now, I have never done concrete in my life, so I did not film any of the start because it was a crap show for sure. But here is what I got done. My thought was, first thing I need to do is build a walking path all the way down to the center of the pond, which is what you see here. Now, this is not pretty. Again, this is my first time ever doing concrete, but this does not have to be pretty because this is all gonna be underwater. Also, I'm gonna be epoxying it to completely seal it. As you can see, it is holding water right here, but concrete is porous. So I will need to seal the concrete with a layer of epoxy, which is what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be a huge project. I've already accepted that, but it's gonna be awesome concreted for sure. So now we have a walk path to come from way up there all the way down here in case it rains, so I can actually put the sump pump anywhere I want to drain it out. A while back I was just throwing it from the edge up here, throwing it down here and hoping that it's in a good spot, and it will take a while to sump it out. But now that we have it all concreted down here, I can actually walk down here, step down here while the water's cold, and not have any problems. So that is awesome. Already a good thing for the concrete. Now I know this is gonna take a long time to get this concrete done. Now we are getting a concrete truck in here. I just needed to wait for it to dry up. It is now dry, so we'll probably get a concrete truck in here sometime, and that will of course speed it up a lot quicker. So this pond's gonna take a few months, and winter is coming up quick. Now, I have this little temporary pond with all my bait, the bait pond over here, which is only about 2 feet deep. So I need to get these fish inside the warehouse way over there because they will not survive the winter. Here is the bait pond. I did throw in some pathos, I believe, plant. I made a little quick floating plant thing here. Super easy, made it in like 5 minutes. But just to kind of help eat up some of the nitrates that the fish poop is making. Look at these fish, look at all these fish. It's real cool too, because when I first started, or first set up this pond and put these fish in there, they would all stay on that side of the pond. They were so scared of me. But as you can see now, they're used to me. I can walk up to this pond and they're coming straight to me, which is cool. They're expecting me to feed them. Let's go ahead and feed them real quick. It is so freaking awesome to watch them eat. I don't know how much is in here. I don't know if there's any more in here. I know a bunch of the minnows I threw in here, they're gone. They got eaten up by the bigger bluegill. So we may have to go catch more of those. But before I put any more fish in here, I wanted to move them. That's right, I got to move these fish indoors so they will survive the winter. A little bit more food out here. They'll eat it up quick. Like I said, I'm moving these fish over to the big warehouse way over there. So we need to go set that tank up. All right, so my mom has this 300-gallon horse trough here, and this was her turtle tank. Still is, but she already took all her turtles out, put those inside. We are preparing all the animals for winter. We do have a pretty serious winter here where I live, which sucks, but it happens. Now there is a tomato tree in here, so we will have to relocate that. It is growing tomatoes at the moment. But I'm gonna have to take all this out, get all this dirt out, which is probably gonna suck. This is going to be the new tank for the fish. 300 gallons, I'm not gonna fill it up completely. But the trash can filter I have out there on the pool will definitely keep this water way cleaner than it does with the 800-gallon pool the fish are in now. So that will be one good thing about downsizing, is this water will stay really clear. I'm also going to improve that trash can filter, make it better. But my plan for this 300-gallon tank is gonna be right here under the staircase. There's this open space here. It won't be in the way. We can probably attach a light right in here to shine down on the plants I'm gonna throw in here so they can actually get light and grow and help keep the water clean as well. So this is where it's gonna go. I'll clean all this out, get this heavy thing out of the way real quick, Oh boy, I guess first things first is get that tomato plant out of there. Just so happened to find a bag of potting soil next to this pot, so we got the tomato plant saved. Now it is time to get all this dirt out of this plastic tank. Alright, so I just got all the dirt shoveled out of the horse trough, and I found a few things while digging it out. So the first thing I found was this worm, so let's go feed it to the bluegill. Watch this. These little turds are aggressive. They'll jump out of the water. Here he comes. That big one. Oh, didn't. Oh, God, it scared me. Just a little bluegill, Adam. Don't be too scared. These guys still seem hungry. I'm gonna give them more food. I'm not too worried about overfeeding right now, since they're all gonna leave this pond here, so we can give them all the food they want right now. Enjoy it, buddies. Enjoy it. And more. Get fat. In a few days, we'll be in a new home. So the next thing I found in the dirt really sucks. I found these turtle eggs. They are all dented in. I googled it and it says if the egg is too dry, it will dent in and then fail to hatch. It sucks. I know my mom would have loved to hatch these guys and have them as pets, especially from her own turtles. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, turtles bury their eggs and we have no idea when they hatch them. And well, they laid these eggs and they dried out, which freaking sucks. You're coming with me, bucko. Get out of there, mud. I just had to search for that cap, but I found it. Let's go ahead and do a quick water test to make sure it doesn't leak before I throw it in the garage. All right, got about 5 inches of water in here now. It is well over the leak spot and no drips, so that is good. I'm gonna go ahead and drain all that now, and now I can go clean up the garage and make a space for it. Hopefully it fits under the stairs. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was. All right, just got the corner under the stairs all cleaned up, swept up, moved everything, and now we can officially move in the tank. Also got all this storage underneath the stairs here as well. Maybe like a sump pump or something under there, but not sure yet. We'll see. But I'm gonna go ahead and move in the tank. Okay, so we just got the tank inside the garage and it fits perfectly inside this corner. At first I had that long ways and it did fit better, but the filter is gonna be right here and all the plumbing is gonna come up over here and then shoot that way to the filter. I figured I could build a shelf right here, same height as the tank, and then put plants up here, and that will help hide the filtering and the plumbing and all that good stuff, just to make it look a little bit better. Now, we also ordered a fake tree to put back here in this corner. So a bunch of leaves right in here, a tree, it's gonna look nice. Also thought about hanging some vines as well from the staircase and on this wall. And this whole corner of the garage will be a landscape slash aquascape. It's gonna look pretty freaking cool, I think. Now, also gonna have some live plants inside of the pond. Gonna have about a quarter of this backside, a floating plantation. We'll have live plants. We'll have live plants kind of floating around like lily pads, stuff like that inside of the actual pond itself. Also thinking of duckweed. I know duckweed takes over a pond, but I'm thinking this little quarter of the plantation will be just duckweed. Will all be right here controlled where it can't just float everywhere and just take over this pond. But duckweed is very beneficial to water quality as well as the live plants. Gonna hang a full spectrum light up here so these plants can grow, and that will help with the nitrates in this pond. Now, it's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. That will all be in the next video, of course, because this video is gonna be just basically setting up the tank. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, because we're gonna make this corner of the garage pretty freaking awesome. I also have a really cool idea for the water coming back into the pond. I'm not gonna say what it is just yet. That will be in the next video. So just wait for that because it's gonna be pretty freaking cool. So I just did a water test and it held water, but I went ahead and silicone the crap out of this seal. So this guy should never leak inside the garage. Now, you're probably wondering how I'm gonna drain it. Well, if I was gonna drain this, I wouldn't even use that. I would use a sump pump and a water hose running all the way out the garage. So not worried about that drain whatsoever. But now we're ready to fill this bad boy up with water. So I'm gonna go grab the water hose and we can fill her up. Luckily the water hose easily reaches and she is filling up. All right, I think I like it this much. I went about 1 inch over that top ridge. And that should be enough room to have the whole floating plantation on this side and then not mess with the net, which it sucks, but I will have to put a net over this tank so fish can't jump out, but it has to be there. Now you may have seen me in a time lapse messing with this. So there was a small little leak. It was dripping like one drip every like maybe 10 seconds, very small. But went ahead and added more silicone, and once that all dries, I'm gonna add more. But I also went ahead and put another cap right there on the inside. So there's a cap on the inside with Teflon tape, and then the cap on the outside. So hopefully now it should be safe to say this guy will not leak in the garage. I also went and got some live bacteria. Now this does only treat 40 gallons. That's roughly 200 gallons, maybe even more. But at least we'll have somewhat of some live bacteria in there to get it started. And then also got some prime. This is to condition and get rid of all the chlorine. Chlorine will kill fish. We need to treat this. This treats up to 1,000 gallons. Use 1 cap full for every 50 gallons. So we need to add that in here. We need roughly, I'm gonna do 5 capfuls. There is 1 cap going in. I'll probably do 6. You can't overdo it with this stuff, honestly. 5 and 6. All right, so there is the prime. And before I add the bacteria, I'm actually gonna go grab some lava rock from the filter in the pool pond. So I'm at the filter, and this is all the lava rock down here. Now, honestly, this filter here needs more lava rock, which I'm gonna add more once I move it indoors. I'm just gonna improve it and make it way better. But this is full up to here with lava rock, and all this lava rock is holding good bacteria. So I'm just gonna take a basket full. This water is freaking cold, which is why I'm moving it all indoors. All right, that should do for now. Speaking of filter media, I've also been keeping a bag of these towels in here as well. Now this is gonna be for my aquarium in the room. I wanna do a full-on computer desk and aquarium wall all in one. And this has probably been here for about 2 weeks now. But that's down inside the pond, collecting good bacteria as well. And that will be for a future project. But got the rocks. Let's go ahead back inside. Lava rock full of good bacteria going in. I was gonna dump it, but I think I'm just gonna leave them in the basket to get them out easier. There's that. And now we can dump in more live bacteria. Okay, that's not working. That's freaking tough. Live bacteria going in. And again, this only treats 40 gallons, so not enough, but I'll get there. He'll grow. It takes time. And once I put that big old pond filter in here, it'll be full of good bacteria as well. So, okay, there's that. I did buy 4 bags of play sand to put in the pond for substrate at the bottom. If you do put play sand in your ponds, you have to wash it first. So you can't just add this dirt to your pond. It's gonna make it super dirty and muddy, and you don't want that. So what you have to do for this dirt is to clean it first. Sounds crazy cleaning dirt, but you have to do it to get rid of all the small particles in the bag. Now, I'm gonna pour some water in this bucket. This is brand new sand, and you will see how this water is instantly turning brown. That is all the small particles floating in the water, and you don't want that. If I add water to this dirt right here, which I just cleaned, you'll see that the water is staying clear. That is because this is washed out dirt. No small particles, nothing floating, it all sinks to the bottom. Now pretend my hand is a fish and the fish is digging down in the dirt. I can slide my hand through the dirt, and as you can see, nothing is getting pushed up in the water. No dirt clouds, no foggy water. So this is what you want. Now this does take a while to clean. I washed this dirt about maybe 30 times, filling it up with the water, dumping it, filling it back up, dumping it again, until the water came out clear. But now this dirt is ready to go in the pond. Now I'm just gonna be scooping it up with a cup. And slowly putting it down at the bottom. Now, I'm not saying I got all of the small particles out. I'm sure some of it will still get in the water. but once I put it in the sponge filters, it will clean out all the other small particles. But you can see it is all staying down on the bottom. Freaking awesome, man. Make sure it's all spread out, and we will have almost like a beachy bottom for this tank. It's gonna be pretty freaking cool, man. All right, I'm not gonna film all this. It'll take forever, but there's the first cup and how I'm doing it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like that sand bottom more than the black bottom for sure. It'll also be lighter in the tank, so we'll be able to see the fish better. And once you shine that light on it, which is actually right here, I already plugged it in, tested it out. It's pretty bright. It's just gonna make this whole freaking tank glow and be awesome. So, all right, it took me about 3 minutes to get all the sand from here into here. And this is one bag. It actually covered the entire bottom. I'm probably gonna do one more bag and then call it good. But as you can see, the water clarity is still really, really good. I've seen videos of people doing this and theirs was way worse. So it took a while for theirs to settle, but mine is actually looking pretty good. I mean, I washed it out very good. So you just saw how clear that water stayed, dumping all that sand in the pond. Now this bucket has been sitting here for about 10 minutes and it is still dirty. That is why you have to clean your dirt. It is very important. Here is the dirt before washing it. You can see the water is super dirty. And here is the water after washing this sand about maybe 30 times. Clear water, and now this dirt is ready to go in the pond. All right, so I just got the second bag of sand added. It is still a little cloudy in here, but once I add the sponge filters and the main filter, it will clear this up, no problem whatsoever. So we will have crystal clear water in here. And I cannot freaking wait to get it all decorated, get the structure in here, and then of course get the fish in here. And all that will be happening in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.